Hello dear students, in today's lesson we are going to speak about traveling and we are going to learn the strategy of doing tests in reading. The format of the task is matching the information to the text. Before you start reading the text, let's remember some points about traveling and the vocabulary. How do you think? What is important for a good holiday? Is it great to have an adventure or to find amazing views? Would you like to chill at fantastic beaches, to go shopping to good, well-known shops, or to have lunch at lively cafes? Is good weather important, or is it better to meet friendly people? Where would you like to stay? Maybe staying in a youth hostel is a great place. And what about internet access? Is it really important for you? What would you prefer, a safari or a bus trip? I'm sure you have already imagined a wonderful holiday. And now I want you to look at 3 photos. What do you think happened during these vacations? Look at the titles of these stories. Out in the Wild, A Perfect Sunset, Under a Canoe. Can you match them with the pictures? And now let's compare our answers. The story of picture number 1 is called Under a Canoe. The second story is about a perfect sunset. And the story number 3 is Out in the Wild. And now we are going to read 3 articles for a holiday writing competitions. Okay, let's start.
Trotter Travel Competition. Would you like to win a digital camera? Write about a memorable holiday. Your entry must be entertaining, describe an unexpected event, include lots of creative description, be 200 words or fewer. Best stories from last year's competition. A.
Under a Canoe. I was in the Lake District with my family for our summer holiday. There were 4 of us: Dad, Mum, my grumpy 12-year-old sister, and me. On the first day, it was raining, but we decided to hire some canoes. Mum and I set off in our canoe, while Dad had to share with my sister and put up with her bad mood. The lake was calm. It stopped raining, and I felt the warmth of the sun on my shoulders. All around us were dense forest and steep hills. On the other side, a waterfall cascaded down the hillside into the lake. This is all right, I thought. Seconds later, I was less happy. While he was admiring the view, Dad crashed into our canoe and knocked us into the water. It was cold, extremely cold, and wet. Fortunately, we survived the cold and the embarrassment. My sister thought it was so amusing she cheered up. Then she wore a smile for the rest of the holiday.
B. A Perfect Sunset. My girlfriend Betty and I were in Barcelona for a weekend. We had no plans and spoke no Spanish. We looked through a Spanish guidebook in our youth hostel. We eventually decided to go to the top of Tibidabo, a mountain overlooking Barcelona. If we were lucky, we could watch the sunset over the city. We set off by bus from the main square. The bus took us higher and higher above the city. I couldn't wait to gaze at the stunning views over Barcelona. At every stop, passengers got off until we were the only 2 left. Then the bus driver stopped the bus and got off too. Tibidabo? We asked him. He pointed to a mountain on the other side of the valley. We were on the wrong mountain. We sat on a bench overlooking the sparkling lights of the city far below. We had no idea where we were, but we didn't care because we got our perfect view of a blood-red sunset over Barcelona. C.
Out in the Wild. I love wild animals, so my parents took me on holiday to South Africa for my 18th birthday. I remember the holiday as a series of images. The cold blue ocean, funny penguins, miles of unspoilt beaches, lively cafes and friendly people. But the highlight of the holiday was a 3-day safari. Safari parks in South Africa are covered in trees and bushes. This makes it difficult to spot animals, but our safari rangers were really good at finding them. We saw elephants, giraffes, zebras, buffalo bathing in a lake, and a family of lions sleeping peacefully under a tree. Suddenly, we heard a noise close to the jeep. There was a flash of yellow and a loud roar. Nobody moved a muscle. The leopard ran back into the bush and left us feeling terrified. Not far away sat 2 small leopard cubs. At that moment, I learned something. Humans created the internet and spaceships, but we are helpless in the face of nature.
Your next task. In what text A, B or C you can find the information for these questions. You can choose each story more than once. Pay your attention to the highlighted words or phrases. They will help you to find the correct answer easily. If you don't remember which story mentioned this event, return the video to the stories and read the whole story again. So, question number 1. Which story mentions a sound that makes people stop what they are doing? Yes, you're right. It's story C. The next question. Which story mentions an improvement in the weather conditions? Yes, it's story A. Number 3. Which story mentions a plan to see something special? Yes, you're right. It is story B. Number 4. Which story mentions an important life lesson? Yes, it was in text C. Number 5. Which story mentions a mistake that doesn't spoil a holiday? The answer is text B. And the last one. Which story mentions an accident that put somebody in better mood? Yes, it was in text A. Great job! Your next task. Complete the sentences with words from the stories that have a similar meaning to the words in brackets. For example, number 1. Does the writer suggest that her sister is usually bad-tempered? It is the same as does the writer suggest that her sister is usually grumpy? Number 2. Does the father have to tolerate his daughter's bad mood? Yes. Does the father have to put up with his daughter's bad mood? Number 3. What happened as the father was enjoying the scenery? It is the same as what happened as the father was admiring the view. Let's look through the story B. What did the writer read quickly to get ideas for things to do? Yes, you're right. What did the writer look through to get ideas for things to do? Question number 5. Did they find a place to look for a long time at the stunning views? The correct answer is, did they find a place to gaze at the stunning views? Number 6. Did they sit on a bench with a view over Tibidabo? And the correct answer is, did they sit on a bench overlooking Tibidabo? And story C. According to the writer, what was the best part of the holiday? And the correct answer is, according to the writer, what was the highlight of the holiday? Question number 8. Is it easy to see wild animals on the plains of South Africa? It is the same as, is it easy to spot wild animals on the plains of South Africa? And the last one. Did the writer suddenly feel unable to do anything in the wild? Yes, you're right. Did the writer suddenly feel helpless in the wild? Great job, students! And the last task. Complete the questions with the correct form of the words and phrases below. Put up with, spot, overlook, helpless, gaze, highlight, and grumpy. For example, are you often grumpy or are you usually in a good mood? If you need more time to do this exercise, you can stop the video. Okay, let's check the answers. Question number 2. When was the last time you gazed at the sky? The next one. What sort of bad behavior do teachers have to put up with in your class? Number 4. Do you have good eyesight? Can you spot people in a crowd? Number 5. What was the highlight of your last holiday? The next one. If you have problems with technology, do you feel helpless or can you usually find a solution? And the last one. Is there a hill overlooking your neighborhood where you can get a good view? You're great students. That's all for today. Hope this lesson was useful for you and you'll pass your exams well. Have a nice day. Bye bye.